Hi, this is a 30 minutes core and glutes focused yoga flow. Intensify your flow yoga routine. So some of my favorite little intensifications I like to add to my flows. So I hope you find some nice ones too. If you have a one yoga block, have it somewhere near so you can reach it. You can use a book, you can use even a water bottle, whatever you got. We're only gonna use it for one thing. Other than that, just your mat and we are ready to get started. Let's get flowing. Hey, lie on your back. Bring your knees together, open your feet mat distance apart and let the knees lean in to each other's. You can set the hands to your lower belly and take this moment to arrive as usual. Couple of minutes here to simply arrive to your practice. Always ask yourself, how you doing? How is your body? How is your mind? Can you let go of the outer world for this moment, for the time of your practice? Taking this time fully to yourself. How is your breath? Can you find connection to your breath? Slowly, start to be more aware of it. And then slowly start to make it a little longer, a little deeper, a little slower, a little fuller. Also, feel the gravity. Feel heavy hips, heavy sacrum. Letting go. Set an intention for your practice if you would like. And let's start moving. Bring your feet hip distance apart, heels a little closer to your hips so you can reach the heels with your fingers, arms down by your side. Start to press the lower back down, tuck the tailbone under and start to lift your hips off the floor just a couple of centimeters, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. And then roll back down, slowly, tail down, the really last. Again, slowly start to roll up, vertebra by vertebra, every round, come a little higher, and then roll back down again. Hips down. Press the lower back, tail between your sit bones, and slowly roll up. Again, just a couple of vertebrae higher. And then roll down, tail down, the last. Keep going like this, every round coming up a little higher, really mindfully finding the connection to the deep core pelvic floor. And roll down. Little by little, you start to reach your bridge pose, getting the hip flexors straight. And roll down. Maybe next one. You arrive there fully to your bridge, lift your hips. And one more, two, roll down. Last round, roll back up, vertebra by vertebra, and this time really stay here. Lengthen your hip flexors, arms down by your side. Now just imagine you want to pull the mat back with your heels, activate your hamstrings. And then push the mat away from you, push the heels forward to activate your glutes a little more. Then again, pull the mat back with your heels closer to your shoulders, hamstring activation. And then push the heels forward. Lift your hips up a little higher. Activate your glutes a little deeper. Now keep the hips up. Start to open your toes. Then open your heels, feet a little wider. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up a little higher. Now heels in, toes in, feet again, parallel line. Lift your hips up. Keep going. Toes out, heels out, wider. Squeeze your butt cheeks and lift. Bring your heels in, toes in. Activate your inner thighs also and lift. Turn your toes out, heels out, squeeze and lift. Heels in, toes in, squeeze and lift. Toes out, heels out, squeeze to lift. Heels in, toes in, squeeze and lift. Nice. Keep the hips lifted. Shift the body weight onto your left. Really keep the hip flexors straight here. And just start to flex your right toes up and draw the right heel forward. So straighten your right knee. And then see if you can start to lift your right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Hip alignment remains. Send the right foot back down. Shift the body weight onto your right. Flex your left toes. And then push the left heel forward. Keep it on the floor first. Hips lifted. And then slowly bring the left heel all the way up to the ceiling. Lower the left foot down. Even the body weight on your feet. And slowly roll your hips down. Once again, you can open your feet, mat distance apart, knees together. Slight inner rotation. Take a breath. Nice. We work on the back side. Let's start to wake up the abs next. So, extend your toes pointing up to the ceiling. Fingers pointing up to the ceiling. Hands together, cross your thumbs. Really press the lower back down. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Lower the left leg hovering off the floor. Reach your fingers past your right thigh and start pulsing forward. So reaching the fingers further forward, pulsing slightly up, keeping the shoulder blades lifted off the floor. Keep going for 4, 3, 2, and last one. A release. Back of your head down, toes pointing up to the ceiling, fingers pointing up to the ceiling. Other side. Press the lower back down. Reach your fingers up, head and shoulders off the floor. Hover the right leg off the floor. Reach the fingers past your left thigh and pulse up. Really pressing the lower back down, keeping the shoulders lifted. Pulsing. 4, 4, 3, 2, and last. Release. You can bend your knees in. Make circles with your knees, one direction. Releasing the hip flexors. And reverse. Now, find your block. Set the block between your hands horizontally and extend your toes pointing up to the ceiling. Same thing, we're gonna press the lower back down and keep the shoulder blades floating off the floor. So, start to reach the block up, lower the left leg down. And now hold the block with your right, bring it behind your right hamstring. Find it with your left hand. Bring it over your head. Again, the right hand grabs. Make a circle again underneath your hamstring and keep going the same direction. Try to keep your head and shoulders floating off the floor. Lower back pressed down. Left leg hovering, legs really still. Go one more round. And once you get behind your hamstring, hold with both hands. Really set the block onto your hamstring and use that to start to lift your head and shoulders a little higher. Bend your elbows to the side. Try to round your upper back a little more. Your lowest ribs are on the floor, but everything else is lifted. Really rounding up. Shoulders relaxed, neck long, and release. Hug the knees into your chest. You can rock and roll a little side to side. And other side. Extend your legs. Find your block. Again, hold it horizontally. Really pressing the lower back down. Lift your head and shoulders off the floor. This time, hover the right leg off the floor. Hold with your left behind your hamstring. Find it with your right. Make a half circle over your head. And the left hand grabs half circle down and keep going. Always hovering your shoulder blades off the floor if possible. Keep going. Reaching over your head, reaching over your toes, and one more full round. Set the block behind your hamstring and use the pull your upper body a little higher, really pressing the lower back down. Even maybe the lowest ribs might lift off the floor, but the lower back is on the floor. Shoulders down, rounding up. Release. Hug the knees in. Again, you can rock and roll side to side to release the lower back. And then find your way up to seated. Keep rock and rolling back and forth just to massage your spine, really rounding. And slowly stay upright seated. Cross your ankles and find your way to the back of your mat. Sit on your heels, toes together, knees together, at the back of your mat. Inhale, send the arms up over your head sideways. And exhale, lean forward at your hips. Reach your fingers further out, lengthen side bodies. Hug the elbows in. Bring the chin down, chest down between your hands. And slowly slide all the way down onto your belly. Baby cobra, hug your elbows in. And then you can actually open the fingers to the side. Stay on your fingertips. Elbows are bent about 90 degrees. Let's do a couple of rolls from here. So start to roll your spine up. Inhale, open your heart. And exhale, lower down. Again. Inhale, rolling up. Try to move your shoulders, the space between your shoulder blades. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, chest melts down. One more inhale. And exhale. Stay low. Now drop the right shoulder into the center line. Look over your left. Take a twist for your upper back. Back to the center. Left shoulder in. Look over your right. Back to the center. Again, twist over to your left. Back to the center. Over to your right. Back to the center. Nice. Set the hands under your forehead and just move your hips side to side to release. And now you can keep your forehead resting on your hands. Activate your legs. Try not to auto-rotate. Inner thighs pointing up to the ceiling. Legs are about hip distance apart. Then float your legs off the floor. Bend your knees. And now keep your knees in the same spot. Just bring the heels in and then open the feet again. Squeeze the heels in and open the feet in line with your knees and keep going. Your thighs, your knees staying in the same spot, floating off the floor. Working on the deep outer rotation muscles, quite intense when you do it with the full awareness. Really squeezing the heels together, outer rotating, keeping the thighs, knees floating off the floor. Keep going, couple more. Squeeze in and open. And open. And finally, release. Hands under your shoulders and push yourself back up to your hands and your knees. Release your child's pose. Forehead down, move your hips a little side to side. Turn your head a little side to side. Slowly round up, vertebra by vertebra. Release the shoulders back and down. And then find your way to your down dog. Let's bring a little bit weight on the hands too. So walk your heels one by one, shifting the hips side to side. Anything feels nice here. Always connecting to your side bodies. Lengthen away from the floor, pressing away from the floor. Widen your sit bones, lengthen the lower back. Shoulders away from the ears, really wide back. Knees can always be bent, heels slightly off the floor, as long as you focus on creating length for your spine. Now start to roll the body weight forward to your high plank, shoulders over the wrist. Adjust the distance if you need to. Broaden your collarbones. Now turn the heels over to your right. Left fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Check your side plank. Come back into your high plank. Same to the other side. Drop the heels over to your left. Right fingers reaching up. Just getting connected with the floor. Come back to your high plank. Bend your knees, widen your sit bones, and press yourself back into your down dog. Lower the heels slightly closer to the floor. Roll the body weight forward again to your high plank. Heels over to your right, left fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Come back into your high plank. Heels over to your left, right fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Come back into your plank pose. Square. Bend your knees, widen your sit bones, and press your hips up, chest back, down dog. Once again, roll the body weight forward to your high plank. Heels over to your right, left fingers reaching up to the ceiling. Stay sideways. Now just bend your knees, hips closer to your heels, and extend to bring the shoulders over the right wrist again. Move sideways, bend your knees, and extend. Bend, extend. Reach the left fingers over your head, really creating a length. And release the left hand down back into your high plank. Heels over to your left, right fingers reaching up, stay sideways. Shoulder blades nicely down and underneath. Bend your knees, hips down. And extend, move sideways. Bend your hips closer to your heels. And extend your knees. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Reach right fingers over and return to your high plank. Bend your knees and lift your hips up to your down dog. Feel your side body is active, more active. Now start to lower the elbows down and then extend. Keep the hips lifted, chest back. Lower the elbows down to your dolphin dog, almost on the floor, and extend. Inhale, lower. Exhale, extend. Also really keep the elbows in line with your shoulders. You can change the breath the other way. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend. Exhale, lower. Inhale, extend. Let's go one more. Inhale, extend. Now lift the elbows down to the floor. Lower the knees down. Check that the elbows are right under your shoulders. Now only focusing on the space between your shoulder blades. So start to drop your chest down. Allow the shoulder blades stick out of your back. And then exhale. Press the elbows down and hug your ribs in to round the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Sink the chest down. Inhale. Really allow it to drop down. And exhale, spread it up. Really spread the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. So just working on that area. Drop the chest and exhale, activation. One more inhale and exhale. Extend your elbows. Coming to your all fours, and then you can actually walk your hands forward one step and lower the chin down, chest down between your hands. Keep the hips lifted, and then see if you can start to walk your knees a little closer to your shoulders. Walk your knees forward. Maybe extending the fingers forward, you can come up to your fingertips. You can keep your toes tucked under. It's a deeper opening for your upper back. Let the chest sink down. And take a few more inhales and exhales. And relax the belly. And slowly start to release. Pressing yourself to your all fours. Knees together. Toes together and hips down to your heels. For the embryo pose, you can send the arms down by your side, palms facing up. Move your hips side to side. Release. Press the hips down to roll the spine up. Let's round a little more with a rapid pose. So like you would have back pockets, you want to slide your fingers down, thumbs pointing out. Hold the bottom of your feet, your heels, thumbs pointing out, fingers on the inside. And then tuck the tailbone under, start to round your forehead to your knees. Try to lift your forehead higher up onto your knees to round a little more. Hold your heels really tight and then start to lift your hips up. Top of your head is on the floor, but there is not too much pressure on your neck. You can always walk the knees forward if you have a gap between your forehead and your knees. Elbows straight, shoulders away from the ears, really squeezing the heels together, pressing the top of your feet down to lessen the pressure from your neck, but really strongly rounding. Release, hips down to your heels, roll your spine up. Rotate the shoulders back and down. Find your way to your down dog. Let's go through a couple of Surya Namaskar A's. Soften your knees, look forward, arrive to the front of your mat. Halfway lift to open your heart. Exhale, relax the neck. Inhale, come all the way up through the length. And exhale, hands together to your heart center. Inhale, send your fingers up to the ceiling, lengthen side bodies. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down, relax the neck. Inhale, broaden your collarbones, open your heart. Exhale, hands down, step your feet back into your plank pose and flow through your vinyasa. Keep exhaling, hug the elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften the knees, look forward, arrive to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, release down. Inhale through the length. up to standing, and exhale, hands together to your heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lengthen to fold forward. Inhale, half a lift. Exhale, step your feet back. Flow through your vinyasa. Keep exhaling, one long exhale. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften the knees, look forward. Arrive to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, relax the neck. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands together to your heart center. Now, toes together, heels together, find your Utkatasana chair pose. Look down, can you see your toes? Weight on the heels, ribs in, tail under just a little. Lengthen your spine. And fold forward, relax the neck. Inhale, half a lift, and exhale, flow through Vinyasa. Follow your breath. Meet in downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward between your hands, turn the left heel in, come up to your warrior one. Really ground the outer edge of your left foot down and start to interlace the fingers behind you for the humble warrior. So the back leg is really grounded. Start to fold forward inside your right thigh, send the fingers over your head, forehead a little closer to your mat, pinkies a little closer to the floor in front of you. Find a squareness. Now come up halfway, try to keep the shoulder inside your thigh and then start to lift your left heel off the floor. A little bit trickier for the balance, really square your body, still folding forward, keeping the shoulder inside your right thigh. Slowly, with the control, start to bring your body upright, release your hands, left hand down, right arm reaches up to the ceiling, find your twist. Lower body square. Start to send your right fingers over your head through the length to lower all the way down. Step your right foot back and flow through your vinyasa. Hug the elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step your left foot between your hands, flatten the right heel down, bring the body upright to your warrior one. Again, really pressing the outer edge of your right foot, the back foot down, interlace the fingers behind you, broaden your collarbones, and fold forward inside your left thigh. Get the shoulder inside and lower your forehead down, pinky is a little closer to the floor in front of you. Try to find squareness here already. Left hip back, right thigh bone forward. Bring the body up just a little. Try to stay inside your left thigh, just lifting the right heel off the floor, rotating the inner thigh up to the ceiling, trickier for your balance. Inner thighs must be active. And then slowly release. Left fingers reaching up, find your twist. Send the fingers over your head and through the length to lower all the way down. Step your left foot back, follow through your vinyasa, elbows in. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften your knees. Look forward, arrive to the front of your mat. Half a lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Again, weight on the heels. Lengthen side bodies. Shift body weight onto your left. Extend your right heel forward. Keep the knees together, thighs together. And now bend the right heel behind you, extend your left knee, keep the knees glued together, try to straighten your hip flexors, pushing the hips forward, flexing your right ankle to really feel your hamstring activation. Again, start to bend your left knee, extend your right heel forward, try not to touch the floor. And then bend it again, heel up, really squeeze the knees, inner thighs together, push your hips forward. Again, get your right heel through. Sit the hips lower and then get the heel behind you, extending your hip flexors. Keep the thighs in line and then you can move the right knee back a little further before we release. Find your Utkatasana again, chair pose, hands together to your heart center. Squeeze the inner thighs together, send the left heel forward, glue your inner thighs together. Get the heel through, extend your supporting knee, right knee. Push your hips forward, lengthen the front side of your body. Really working both sides. So flexing the left foot, toes up towards your shin. And even more when you bring it back, try to flex your ankle, heel up, hips forward. One more, extend the left heel in front of you, bend your right knee a little deeper. And then extend your right, bend your left, hips forward. Find your alignment, and then you can extend the left knee behind you just a little more. Release. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down a little deeper. Now with the control, can you keep your heels on the floor? Start to sit all the way down onto your mat. Move back a little, extend the legs in front of you, really relax your arms and your legs. We're gonna lower down vertebra by vertebra, but try to keep your arms and your legs as relaxed as possible and really using your deep core. Start to tuck your tailbone under. First the lower back down, vertebra by vertebra, shoulders fully relaxed, arms and legs fully relaxed all the way down. Really relax the back of your shoulders and the back of your head. And here we are, ready for the final savasana. Can you let go a little more? Is there something more you can let go of for now? Allowing your body weight to sink down. Take your time in the final savasana. Once you feel ready, say a big thank you to yourself for the commitment, and hopefully see you soon. Take care. Namaste.